there's someone like spying on you. Capricorn, you got hummingbird spirit. The message with the hummingbird is be here now. The whale spirit, which is trust the great mystery. Now with these two animals, I'm seeing air as well as I'm seeing water. So that might be some elements that you want to connect to in regards to this month or the end of this month. But I will also say hummingbird spirit, for me, it signifies that you need to cultivate movement. You might be currently, Capricorn, feeling like an itch to move, so this might be to explore an exercise or something where you're able to move while you're standing still. So this is about creating movement in stillness, because hummingbirds are they're able to, when you watch a hummingbird, it looks like they're just standing still, but in fact their wings are moving really, really fast where it looks like they're standing still. This is about the depths of your emotions, as well as you might want to look into turning on whale sounds frequency, as it might help. The frequency of the whale vocals actually might help you in regards to your message for December 2023, Capricorn. Spy master, knowledge and distrust. Interesting. So I'm seeing with this one, I'm already seeing that there's someone like spying on you. Like I'm getting the image of like the third eye or the crow, or I think it's Thor that uses a crow as his third eye to kind of, or even just like a witch imagery where the crow and raven are often symbolized as the third eye. So the ability to see, watch certain people or situations and using an animal to see for you, to tap into the key, to tap into your third eye, where you have the ability to kind of to create that spy master archetype, where you're able to see things outside of yourself, watch what people say about you when you're not even in the situation. And also it gives me like a rogue assassin imagery, where often rogues are able to be in the shadow and get as much information before they take the kill. So I'm seeing that your third eye is really significant for you this month, Capricorn. This can be gaining new knowledge of surroundings around you, as well as pay attention to information that you're receiving in regards to your own intuition, or even if you have a pet. I'm seeing like something like if you have a pet, they could be like the third eye to you. Like if you have a cat that goes outside and they come back with little artifacts, that could be something to pay attention to. I mean, that message is kind of out there. But I'm just seeing with the spy master, I'm seeing like using an outside animal to see in a situation where you're not able to be physically present, which gives you a better perspective and an authentic eye and knowledge on the situation, and it's having like a distrust of what people say to you face to face, and more of, you know, it is kind of like going behind or being like a spy or being like a rogue in the shadows of a situation, because what people present to you might not be the authentic knowledge of the situation. So it might be good to pay attention to certain animals that might be helping you out as to be their vision. Like the animal is the vision to you. Like that is how you're able to see. For instance, in Game of Thrones, having that third eye raven, where you might be blind or you're blinded by your animal, your crow in this example, in this imagery, or raven is your eyes. And this can also be like an assistant, like someone else outside is your eyes for you in the situation. So it's like using someone else to have an open perspective on the situation, to truly open that key to unknown knowledge. And there might be some like distrust going on where it might benefit you to not trust what you see, or to not make a decision from what you see, but look at using someone else. It's kind of like a deceiving energy or manipulative, but in a sense it's not, because authentic information is important to you in December. Like I'm getting like getting like an actual authentic information. The truth of information is actually really important to you in December 2023. So you want to look at different perspectives, different perspectives. And that might be where the hummingbird spirit comes in, because we're also seeing another animal in that's connected to air, a bird. Be here in the now. Blind yourself to what you see in order to be the key to the knowledge from an outside source that will actually give you an authentic perspective of something's going on that's like there's distrust. So we're seeing the shepherd, celebration, family, and the dancer, self-expression, strength. This can be something to do with your family, like someone's spying on you, or you're using a family member in order to get authentic information about you or about the situation. But also the shepherd is someone who leads, it's someone who guides sheep, a whole group of sheep. So I'm seeing this as, for December, this can be guiding a group. And so you have that responsibility where you're the shepherd, you're the soul keeper of a group or a cultivation of a business, of it going somewhere safe. And with the dancer, I'm seeing that it is really important for you to incorporate movement, self-expression, strength through the body. And this definitely goes with the hummingbird, be here now. It's creating being in the stillness, be here now, but like standing still in one place, but you're creating this movement, you're creating this, looks like you're standing still, but you're actually moving really, really fast. And we're seeing the cartographer, I don't know how to pronounce that. Crossroads exploration. I'm also seeing this like you needing to map out your next destination. This is giving me a lot of like 2 of Wands, 3 of Wands energy. You're mapping out your next destination. This can be exploring a new avenue, finding your north gate, your north path, but it's also like planning out systematically, making a plan, which is very Capricorn energy anyway. But it can, what's important for you right now, Capricorn, is to be systematic and really plan out your next step. And this is where the spy master comes in, where you need someone at the third eye in order to cultivate the next step. So it's important to maybe hire an assistant in your next venture. This could be business or something big that you're doing where you're exploring a new avenue. So it might be helpful to seek out something or someone else that's able to give you that all-round knowledge, the good and bad of a situation without like what you want to hear. And in that way you're able to create a roadmap around the pitfalls of where, like, for instance, I'm getting like Christopher Columbus, which he has an interesting history, but in regards to like any kind of natural or world explorer back in the day, it was important to know like where certain pitfalls were in regards to traveling by the ocean. So it's important for you to know systematically what the plan is. Especially with the hummingbird, I'm getting like, don't move forward, but move in where you are right now, and in order to create that movement, and in creating that movement with the dancer, you'll be able to kind of be the shepherd to whatever you're like planning. You want to move away from spontaneous movement or just doing things for the hell of it, because everything is leading to being the leader, but being a planned leader. Because even as a shepherd, they have to consider what is the correct path in order to get as many or most sheep home, and the wrong step can mean being in the wrong environment, could mean a lack of sheep due to not being observant enough, not planning out their trip. So I'm getting like this has to do with the trip in the sense of, or exploring or travel. Flexibility is really important to you. It's important to cultivate flexibility in being able to move your body, move in the present, because even when you have a plan, things can change. So it's having the ability to not map out your plan in pencil, knowing that at some point you might have to erase a certain parts. And when you think about it, dancers aren't moving forward, they're not moving backward, they're technically just getting like, you need to be present, be here now with your body, where your physical environment, but as well as your body. And the whale spirit trusts the great mystery and the cartographer, like especially with traveling through the waters, this can be traveling through your emotions in order to get to your destination. But it's all about mathematics and like science in order to plan out your adventure. So when we think about adventure, we're thinking about like an adventure, or exploration, we're thinking of something spontaneous, excitement, joy, just like you're just doing things out of the spur of the moment, spur of curiosity, discover something new. But with a cartographer, there's still this systematic, mathematic essence to discovering something new, like mapping it out, figuring out the mathematics or the measurements of where certain things are, and just being specific where you want to go, where you are, and how to get there. But I'm getting like trust the great mystery and the fact you got like mapping out the world. I'm getting there's a sense of moving through your emotions is what it's all about. It might be hard for you, Capricorn, depending on where you are. Find like a dancing exercise or some form of dancing that lets you be flexible so that you're able to cultivate and practice that flexibility in your life and outside of self-expression. And this is perfect with the Spy Master, because the Hierophant has the key. And the key, and we see traditionally there are two people, and this is the leader. And the Hierophant has the key to a higher elevation, to God, to spirit guides, to the crown chakra. So this has to do with the third eye, opening your third eye. In order to open the key to a higher realm, higher knowledge, has to do with illusions. This has to do with mystery. This has to do with, worst case scenario, this has to do with secrets that are going to come up. And I'm getting that in order to know this, and like the moon is about knowledge. It's your subconscious thoughts coming up. So you could be really digging through, moving through your emotions. But I get that by opening the key to your crown chakra, your third eye, that higher realm knowledge, you're going to open to moving through your maybe even limiting beliefs that are stopping you from moving forward. And we're seeing a lot of movement here. We're seeing the dancer, there's movement. We're seeing hummingbird, there's movement. We're seeing a road map or a world map where there's a signal for travel for in December 2023, or even as foreshadowing into 2024. But this is something coming up from your subconscious that you, so dream work is really important with the moon card. There's something that like you're in your feelings with, like you're despairing about. So these illusions coming up might just break you down to the point of like Ten of Swords energy. What it gives me is like when you don't want to go to your job, which then you don't pay your bills, like your relationships are going down, and you're kind of in the state like, well, the world, like my world's already falling apart, so I don't care, like let all the cards fall. Where you're kind of, but it's important for you in this Ten of Swords to move through your emotions, and that's why we're seeing a lot of movement, especially with the whale. This is moving through the inner depths and the moon and the whale spirit. So this can be what you're actually dealing with. This can be a person that I mean, the Knight of Wands is often depicted as someone that goes in and out. They have very fast energy, but it's also very like on and off. Like Knight of Wands, they go from the feeling, so they're feeling turned on at one point, and then they're feeling turned off at another point. So this can be like, I'm getting you're going to receive information regarding a situation where it completely, there's a thin veil, an illusion that has been forming in regards to knowledge about a situation or even a person, this Knight of Wands, that might just make you feel it just makes you feel in despair. And I mean, 10 of Nines are actually about endings, completion, but 10s are actually about beginnings, because 1 and 0 actually equals 1. And I'm seeing here like the moon, there's your shadows coming out of the water, and here we're seeing the 10 of Swords. She's laying in the water, and then we're seeing mountains like on the sidelines of a water source, or the shore of a water source. So then like you're coming out of this sense of ending something, but it's not in the sense of like a new beginning where you're wanting to start something new. 10 of Swords is definitely, Swords is about information. So there's something that you're receiving that completely debilitates you emotionally and mentally. So I would definitely prepare for that. And in order to move out of that, you want to really tap into dancing or some sort of movement where you're in the present, but you're still cultivating movement in some way. Like, I don't know what that is, but I'm getting that whatever new information you're receiving, that could be like, it's going to be like shadow work possibly, but I'm seeing it's going to be some sort of information that's going to come in. And Knight of Wands could be a messenger, like they're bringing in, or it could be someone that's just wishy-washy and you're getting new information about them where it just breaks you down. Hierophant is often connected with like marriage and ceremony, but I'm getting like some marriage to the truth. It's a marriage to the higher realm, and in that it dissipates this veil of illusions, and so then it just creates this despairedness in regards to just people continue. 10 of Swords et tu brute, like people just keep putting swords in you, new information, and I feel it has to do with this Knight of Wands. So with the Knight of Wands and the Devil, this is immature, obsessive energy. Also, this is your card. The Devil is connected to Capricorn, but the Devil tells us that there are obsessions coming up, especially with the Moon card and the Devil. But this is, like I said, this is actually your energy. The Devil is connected to Capricorn energy. So someone is obsessed with you too, but you're receiving information that completely breaks down the cycle. But this person keeps coming up or coming out when you're when you're feeling like they're emotionally connected to you in some sense, where they're able to feel when you're kind of just done. So like the Devil with the Knight of Wands, they want to bind you, to control you through the passion you feel for them or that they feel for you. And so they keep, and how they bind you to being obsessed with them is they keep the Knight of Wands keep going in and out. That's how they manipulate you to have this control over you. And it's the devil with the Moon, this is an illusion of control. Like the Devil doesn't act. The thing about the Devil card is it tells us this is actually an illusion that the chain is actually loose enough that you can escape. It's like making a choice to be binded to an obsession that actually doesn't control you, to an addiction that actually, well, for one, that actually isn't good for you. And I'm getting like it's like a toxic connection, but I'm definitely getting that how this person gets control over you is they use the in and out energy to kind of make you obsessed with the passion that they bring, and it creates this illusion that this is the only person that can have that passion, that ignition, that those butterflies, that feeling of love and connection. But in actuality, it's all very manipulative. So again, look at who is around you, look at the information that's coming up, and this can be signs and signals. We're seeing, like I said, we're seeing keys, and we're seeing keys with the Hierophant. So something is being unlocked, and I'm getting that you're actually getting unlocking knowledge through the dream world or some sort of subconscious, maybe therapy. But there is going to be new information coming up for you that completely debilitates you. And in that debilitation, this person is trying to recreate, because they want to continue the cycle. So they keep recreating this obsession with you, or they're obsessed with you. I mean, this could be, we have the devil and you're Capricorn, and this is your energy. So this could be something that you're doing. But I feel like that's not the case, because we're seeing, I mean, this knowledge this isn't something that you want, because you'd prefer to just be completely blinded. You prefer to be distracted, because we're seeing she's holding the phone while she's completely debilitated. So like, you're distracting yourself from your emotions. Whale energy. But it's coming up, like it or not, it's coming up. You're going to have to face it. So might as well turn off your phone and face your feelings, because like it or not, the devil and the moon and the devil are coming up to unveil your addictions, the cause of them, and the illusion that they don't control you, but you've made the choice. The addictions are actually a distraction. That's something important to know. The addictions, the obsession is actually a distraction to something else entirely. But tough luck for you, because this knowledge is going to be unlocked while you sleep, if you choose to ignore the signals, the signs. I mean, why hire a spy master when you just completely ignore the pain? But the Hierophant with the moon can also be an illusion of someone who guided you. So like a master or a mentor or a teacher. And so the illusions of this correspondence is actually unveiled, and you could actually be one of these people looking up to this mentor. But there's something going on where this mentor, someone you look up to, things are unveiled and you're emotionally connected to this, and it completely debilitates you. And this is also getting like someone you fantasize about, or someone you put up on a higher realm, higher throne, higher elevation than you. And then once you get to know them personally, because they gain a personal perspective of you, where they see something in you and they're teaching you their ways in order for you to be like, I'm getting like a mentor that's teaching you their ways. So like when they're gone, then you step up to their role. But this relationship is actually going to it's going to make you realize like certain things about this person. It completely breaks down the illusion that you had of them, that you created, that you chose to create because you were ignoring things you knew about them. The spy master, this might be things that you already knew, but you're just continuously deciding to ignore. A little further about the Hierophant, if that doesn't resonate, as the Hierophant also signifies marriage to pure realm of knowledge. So think about, where do we get pure knowledge? Knowledge, no matter, is always polluted from someone's living experience or family influence or education. Like, you have to think about, if this is in regards to a mentor, or if you're someone looking up to someone to teach you something or to gain something, especially with a spy master, hiring someone to know further about something else, information will always be polluted. So the only way to receive actually pure knowledge is from the source, which is what the Hierophant is. They are the source to the higher realm, so then people come to the Hierophant to gain that knowledge. So this is like a spiritual teacher or a pope, or there's this illusion that we have to go to someone else to have that connection to the pure realm, and that is not the case, because you have the source inside you. You have that connection connection already. So it's opening that key for yourself. Understand you don't have to look to someone else, because what they might be feeding you is illusions to have you still attached to them.